over 60, never eat this food Jewish families have known for 3,000 years. If you are over 60, stop for just 5 seconds. Because one food you probably eat every single day may be quietly stealing your energy, increasing inflammation, and making your body feel older than it really is. And the strange part? Most people believe it is healthy. They eat it every morning, every afternoon, sometimes even at every meal, never realizing it may be one of the reasons they feel more tired, achy, bloated, forgetful, and older every single year. Before we begin, if you care about staying healthy, mentally sharp, and independent after 60, take 1 second to subscribe to this channel. Every week, we share simple, science-backed strategies to help you feel stronger, move easier, and age with confidence. And before we go any further, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what age are you watching from today, and what is one thing about aging you wish you could improve naturally? I read every comment, and your experience may help someone else in this community. Now, I need to be clear. I am a physician, but I am not your physician. What I share here is educational, based on decades of working with older adults, combined with emerging research in aging and nutrition. Always speak with your own healthcare provider before making major changes to your diet or medications. With that said, let me tell you something that completely changed the way I think about aging. About 8 years ago, a woman came into my office. She was 63 years old. She looked exhausted, not the kind of tired you feel after a long day. This was deeper than that, the kind of tired that settles into your bones. She had dark circles under her eyes. She moved slowly when she sat down in the chair. And before I could even begin asking questions, she sighed and said quietly, "Doctor, I feel like I'm disappearing." That sentence stayed with me, because this woman had done everything she believed she was supposed to do. She walked every morning. She tried to stay active. She took her medications. She followed what she thought was a healthy diet. Whole grain toast for breakfast, turkey sandwich for lunch, pasta with vegetables for dinner, low-fat yogurt, healthy cereal, crackers as snacks. Everything modern nutrition had taught her to believe was healthy. But despite doing everything right, she felt terrible. Her joints hurt constantly. Her stomach felt bloated almost every day. She could not sleep through the night. She woke up exhausted. And worst of all, she could feel her mind slowing down. She would walk into rooms and forget why she went there. She struggled to remember names. She felt mentally foggy. So I ran the tests. Blood sugar looked normal. Cholesterol under control. Thyroid normal. Blood pressure stable. On paper, she was healthy. But sitting in front of me was someone who clearly did not feel healthy at all. And over my 40 years in medicine, I have seen this exact pattern hundreds of times. People over 60 trying their hardest, doing everything doctors told them to do, and somehow still feeling worse every year. More fatigue, more inflammation, more pain, less clarity, less energy, less joy. And for many years, I kept asking myself one question. Why do some people stay strong, mentally sharp, and active into their 80s and 90s while others begin declining at 60 or 65? Why do some people seem to age gracefully while others feel like they are fighting their own bodies every day? At first, I assumed it was mostly genetics. But over time, I noticed something fascinating. The healthiest older adults I treated often shared similar habits. They were not obsessed with trendy diets. They were not spending thousands of dollars on supplements. They simply followed eating patterns that remained consistent over decades. And one thing stood out more than anything else. Many of them ate surprisingly little wheat. Bread was occasional. Pasta was limited. Crackers and processed baked foods were rare. Meanwhile, the patients struggling the most with inflammation, low energy, digestive discomfort, painful joints, poor sleep, stubborn weight gain, and mental fog often ate wheat every single day. Toast in the morning. Sandwiches at lunch. Crackers in the afternoon. Pasta or bread at dinner. Sometimes dessert afterward. Now listen carefully because I want to be fair and honest here. I am not saying wheat is poison. I am not saying every person should remove it forever. But after the age of 60, your body changes dramatically in ways most people never talk about. Your digestion slows down. Your gut becomes more sensitive. Your metabolism becomes less flexible. Your muscles naturally decline. Your body becomes more vulnerable to inflammation. And foods you tolerated perfectly at 30 or 40 may suddenly affect you very differently at 60 or 70. Many older adults discover this without even realizing it. They simply notice they feel sluggish, bloated, inflamed, foggy, tired, and they assume, well, I guess I'm just getting old. But sometimes it is not aging. Sometimes it is fuel. I remember another patient, a man of 67, who came to me frustrated and discouraged. His knees hurt every morning. He struggled to get up from chairs. He felt exhausted by mid-afternoon. He told me, "Doctor, I think old age has finally caught me." When I asked him what he ate, I noticed a pattern immediately. Toast for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, bread with dinner, crackers while watching television. Wheat was everywhere. So I suggested something simple. Not forever. Just an experiment. 30 days without wheat. No bread. No pasta. No pastries. No crackers. Instead, eat vegetables, beans, fish, eggs, potatoes, rice if tolerated, healthy fats and whole foods. For weeks later, he walked back into my office smiling. He looked lighter somehow. Not just physically, emotionally. He said, "Doctor, my knees don't ache the way they used to." His sleep improved. His stomach felt calmer. His mind felt clearer. And then he asked me something I have never forgotten. Why did nobody ever tell me food mattered this much? The truth is, medicine often focuses on disease management, not daily nourishment. We monitor blood pressure. We check cholesterol. We prescribe medications. But many people are never taught to ask an important question. Is what I eat every single day helping my body heal? Or quietly making life harder? And here is where things get even more interesting. Because over the years, I discovered that it was not only what healthy older adults ate. It was when they ate. One of the biggest mistakes I see people over 60 making is constant eating from sunrise until bedtime. Breakfast, snack, lunch, another snack, dinner, dessert, something sweet before bed. And many believe they are helping their metabolism. But here is what most people do not realize. Your body needs periods of rest, especially after 60. I had a patient who was 71 years old, a retired teacher, intelligent man, disciplined man, but he felt miserable. He told me he constantly forgot words. He could not focus. He felt tired almost every afternoon. He gained weight around his stomach despite eating less than before. When I asked about his routine, he proudly told me how healthy he was being. Breakfast at 6, snack at 9, lunch at noon, snack at 3, dinner at 6, cookies with tea at night. His body never stopped digesting, never stopped working. So I suggested one simple change. Stop eating after dinner. Give your body 12 hours overnight without food. No late-night snacks. No unnecessary eating. Dinner at 7. Breakfast at 7. That was it. No extreme fasting. No starvation. Just rhythm. 6 weeks later, he came back looking 10 years younger. He was sleeping better. Thinking more clearly. His energy had improved. He had lost weight around his stomach. And he told me, "Doctor, I feel calm again." Sometimes, healing begins when we stop overwhelming the body and finally give it time to recover. And before I continue, if this information is helping you, take a second to subscribe and write this in the comments. Healthy aging starts today. Because this channel exists to help people over 60 live with more energy, better memory, stronger mobility, and greater independence. Now, there is one final thing I wish more people understood after 60, and this surprises almost everyone. After 60, many people actually need more healthy fat, not less. For decades, we were told fat was dangerous. Avoid butter. Eat fat-free yogurt. Drink skim milk. Avoid eggs. Eat dry chicken breast. But many older adults following low-fat diets feel exhausted, hungry, mentally slower, emotionally flat, and constantly unsatisfied. Why? Because your body still needs nourishment. Your brain depends on healthy fat. Your hormones depend on healthy fat. Your cells depend on healthy fat. Even important vitamins require fat to be absorbed properly. I once cared for a 72-year-old woman terrified of memory loss because her mother had struggled with dementia. She was eating almost no fat at all. Oatmeal with skim milk, fat-free salad dressing, dry chicken and vegetables. She thought she was being healthy, but she felt tired, anxious, forgetful, and emotionally drained. I encouraged her to make small changes. Olive oil, eggs, salmon, nuts, avocados, real whole foods. Nothing extreme, just nourishment. Weeks later, she returned to my office with tears in her eyes. Not sadness, relief. She said she finally felt like herself again. More energy, sharper thinking, better mood, better sleep. Listen carefully to me now. Aging does not automatically mean decline. Feeling exhausted every day is not something you simply have to accept. Brain fog is not always just old age. Constant pain is not always inevitable. Sometimes your body is simply asking for better fuel, better rhythm, and better nourishment. So tonight, I want you to think about 3 questions. Is the food you eat every day helping you or quietly hurting you? Are you allowing your body enough time to rest between meals? And are you nourishing your body with real food instead of fearing healthy fats? Because your future health is not decided overnight. It is built quietly every day, one meal, one habit, one decision at a time. And now I want to hear from you. What is one food you eat almost every day that you think might be affecting your health? Tell me honestly in the comments below. And if you are committed to staying stronger, sharper, and healthier after 60, write these words in the comments. I choose healthy aging. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because every week we share practical advice designed to help you live longer, feel better, and stay independent for as many years as possible. Take care of yourself. Your body is still capable of healing. Your future health begins with the choices you make today. And before you leave, let me share one final thought that I wish someone had told me decades ago. One of the greatest myths about aging is that decline is automatic. That after 60, it is normal to feel exhausted, forgetful, stiff, inflamed, and disconnected from the person you used to be. But after spending more than 4 decades caring for older adults, I can tell you something with absolute honesty. Many of the things people blame on getting older are often the result of habits repeated quietly for years without ever being questioned. The body changes, yes. Aging is real, yes. But decline is not always inevitable. I have seen people in their late 70s begin walking farther than they had in years simply because they improved what they were eating. I have watched patients in their 80s regain confidence after finally sleeping through the night again. I have seen people who thought brain fog was permanent suddenly feel mentally clear after changing simple daily habits. No miracle pills. No expensive treatments. No impossible routines. Just better decisions repeated consistently. I remember a man who once told me something that has stayed with me ever since. He was 79 years old, still independent, still sharp, still driving, still enjoying life. One afternoon during a checkup, I asked him what he believed made the biggest difference in aging well. He smiled and said, "Doctor, I stopped treating food like entertainment and started treating it like information. I never forgot that. Because every meal tells your body something. Some foods tell your body to inflame. Others tell your body to repair. Some habits quietly drain your energy. Others slowly restore it. And what matters most is not perfection. It is consistency. You do not need to change everything overnight. You do not need to fear every food. You do not need to become obsessed with diets. Start small. Maybe you reduce processed bread for a few weeks and simply notice how you feel. Maybe you stop eating late at night and give your body time to recover. Maybe you stop fearing healthy fats and start nourishing your brain and body again. Small changes often lead to remarkable results when given enough time. And please remember this. Your body is listening to what you do every day. Even now, at 60, 70, at 80, your body still wants to heal. It still wants balance. It still wants nourishment. Do not underestimate how much can change in a few weeks when you begin supporting your health instead of unknowingly fighting against it. I often think back to that 63-year-old woman who sat in my office feeling hopeless. She thought her best years were behind her. She thought fatigue and pain were simply the price of aging. But after making small, consistent changes to how she ate and when she ate, something remarkable happened. A few months later, she came back smiling. Her posture looked different. Her face looked brighter. She said, "Doctor, I feel like I got part of myself back." That sentence stayed with me because that is really what healthy aging is about. Not trying to be young again. Not chasing perfection. But reclaiming the best version of yourself. More energy. More clarity. More strength. More time doing the things you love with the people you love. Because the truth is, your children still want your advice. Your grandchildren still want your stories. The people who care about you still want you here, healthy, present, and strong. And that journey does not begin someday. It begins today, with the next choice you make, the next meal, the next habit, the next decision to take care of yourself. So now I want to ask you something important. After hearing this, what is one change you are willing to make this week for your health? Tell me in the comments below because your answer might inspire someone else to take their first step too. And if you found value in today's video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos designed to help you stay healthier, sharper, and more independent after 60. Share this video with someone you love who may need encouragement right now. Sometimes one conversation, one idea, or one simple habit can completely change the direction of someone's life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, healthy aging is not about luck. It is about daily choices. Take care of yourself, because your best years may still be ahead of you.